This is a white 4-inch long unopened tube. Inside is a metal nib, a brush, and a sponge. What is this multi-tool for? This is an all-in-one cleaning kit for your phone and other small electronics like earbuds. The various tools are designed for detailed cleaning. The brush is for sweeping dust and debris out of speaker grills, seams, and keyboards. The sponge or flock tip is for cleaning the inside of an earbud charging case. The metal nib is for carefully picking out stubborn dirt from very small crevices, like around the charging port or speaker holes. It's a handy, compact kit for keeping personal electronics clean and free of grime. This round, camera-looking thing is on the ceiling of an office, near a window. There's another one down the hall, also near a window. Is it a camera or a smoke detector? This appears to be an ambient light sensor. These sensors are part of a modern energy-saving lighting control system. The sensor measures the amount of natural daylight coming into the room from the window. Based on this reading, the control system will automatically dim the overhead artificial lights when there is plenty of natural daylight and brighten them again as it gets darker outside. This practice, known as daylight harvesting, can significantly reduce a building's electricity consumption for lighting, especially in office spaces with large windows. Multiple red and pink semi-transparent plastic circles with a 2-inch diameter are a mystery. A staff member at an arts institution wears them on his crafted hats, having bought a bucket of them at a Salvation Army store, but he doesn't know their original use. What are they? These plastic circles look like the caps from novelty pens that were designed to make the pens look like lollipops. The commenter had them as a kid. The pen itself would have been the stick, and this colorful, semi-transparent circular disc would have been the cap, covering the writing tip and making the whole thing resemble a flat, round lollipop. These were a common and fun type of novelty stationery item, especially popular with school-aged children. This round plastic or ceramic object is screwed into a light fixture. What is this unusual electrical component? This is a small heater, specifically a type designed to be screwed into a standard light bulb socket. These were often used in small spaces like bathrooms, pump houses, or well enclosures to provide a small amount of heat to prevent pipes from freezing or to take the chill out of a small room. Some were simple resistive heating elements, while others incorporated a small fan to circulate the warm air. They were a simple way to add a low-power heat source to any location that had a light socket. This purple plastic and metal thing was found in a parking lot. What could it be? This is identified as part of a Brumate Bevlock TM lid. Brumate is a popular brand of insulated drinkware like tumblers and mugs. The Bevlock TM is their proprietary leak-proof lid, which features a magnetic closure mechanism and a locking latch to prevent spills. This purple plastic and metal piece is likely the main locking or sliding part from one of these specialized lids. It could have broken off or been disassembled for cleaning and then lost in the parking lot. This 2-cm black plastic half of a hinge or clip was found in a pocket of shorts along with a spring that seems to fit. The spring has a transparent cap, possibly for an LED. What is this small mechanical part? This is a cover latch of some sort. The commenter recognizes it as being similar to the latch on a container they use for batteries or the one on their drill tool case. It is 1/2 of a 2-part latching system. The rounded hooks on this piece would clip over a small pin or a wire bail on the edge of the container's lid. When the lid is closed, the main body of this latch would snap over a corresponding edge on the bottom half of the container. The button would then be pressed to release the latch and open the lid. The spring provides the tension for the latching action. This blue plastic case has a waxy feeling piece inside and smells like cologne. What is this simple, fragrant object? This looks like some kind of car air freshener. There are many different types of air fresheners for vehicles that come in a plastic case or holder. Inside, there is a scented medium, which could be a waxy block, a scented gel, or a porous material infused with fragrance oil. The plastic case allows the scent to be released slowly into the car's interior. The cologne smell is a very common type of fragrance for car air fresheners. It likely clips onto a car's air vent or sticks to a surface. This metal object, quite heavy and about 12 cm in diameter, was found in Polonini National Park. What is this common automotive component? This is the water pump impeller from a car, truck, or tractor engine. The water pump is a critical part of the engine's cooling system. It circulates coolant through the engine block, radiator, and heater core. The impeller is the vanned spinning part inside the water pump housing. As it spins, its blades use centrifugal force to push the coolant through the system. This found piece is just the impeller, which has likely broken off the main shaft of a failed water pump from a vehicle that was in the area. This round plastic tray was found inside a pressure cooker after it had been packed away for 2 years. An indent on it fits the finder's thumb perfectly. It doesn't fit in the lid and doesn't appear in the online manual. Is it part of the cooker? The commenter doesn't think this belongs to the pressure cooker at all. Since it's not in the manual and doesn't seem to fit anywhere, it's very likely an unrelated plastic item that was simply stored inside the pressure cooker pot to save space when it was packed away 2 years ago. It could be a lid from another container, apart from a small appliance, or any number of things. The thumb indent might be a grip or just part of its original design. Its association with the cooker is purely coincidental storage. This tool has a serrated wheel with a ball-bearing center and a wooden handle. The wheel spins very freely. A pen is shown for scale. What is this specialized roller used for? This is a stitcher or roller tool for applying tire repair patches. When patching a hole in a tire or an inner tube from the inside, a rubber patch is applied over the puncture using a special cement or adhesive. After the patch is in place, this tool, with its serrated wheel, is run firmly over the entire surface of the patch. This action helps to press the patch securely onto the tire, removing any trapped air bubbles and ensuring a strong, permanent bond between the patch and the tire's inner liner. Found in an old purse used in 2019, this is a black plastic, hollowed-out half-globe with cuts in it. It's very light and about 1.5 inches wide. Why was it in a purse? This is a 3D printed stencil used for marking golf balls. To use it, you place the half-globe over a golf ball. The stencil has cutouts in various patterns, often lines for putting alignment. You then use a permanent marker to draw through the cutouts, leaving a personalized mark or alignment aid on your golf ball. This helps golfers identify their ball during play and can assist with aiming putts. Its presence in a purse suggests the owner was a golfer who carried this small, handy accessory with them. After a fire pit burst into huge flames 15 minutes after being lit, this makeshift-looking round metal object with metal scraps attached was found. It seemed to be causing a chemical reaction with the fire. The owners had never seen it before. What is it? It's a capacitor. Well, it was a capacitor. A capacitor is an electronic component that stores electrical energy. Larger ones, especially older oil-filled types, are housed in a metal can. When a capacitor is thrown into a fire, the intense heat can cause the internal dielectric material and electrolyte to boil, building up immense pressure inside the sealed metal can. This will eventually cause the capacitor to rupture violently, bursting into flames and scattering its internal contents, the metal scraps, which are layers of foil and dielectric paper, which can also be flammable. It's extremely dangerous to burn electronic components. Found on a ledge beneath an outdoor porch light, this is a 3.25-inch gray, flat, sturdy, pronged plastic item with no markings. It has tines like a fork or brush but seems too small for either. What is this? This is a cleaning tool for a kitchen broom. Many modern indoor brooms and dustpan sets come with this small comb-like tool. Its purpose is to scrape the dust, hair, and debris that gets tangled in the broom's bristles. The prongs or tines are raked through the bristles to clean them effectively. These tools often have a feature that allows them to be snapped onto the broom handle or the dustpan for convenient onboard storage, so they are always handy when it's time to clean the broom itself. Found on the floor of a car, this is a heavy gold-tone metal cube with MVMT and rubber pads on the bottom, about 1 inch cubed. The finder knows MVMT is a watch company, but has no idea what this is for. While MVMT is indeed a watch brand, it's pretty certain this is a desktop cable weight, and the branding is likely coincidental or from another company. A cable weight is a small, heavy object with a slot or groove that you place on your desk. You run your charging or data cables through it. Its weight keeps the cable ends from falling off the back or side of your desk when they are not plugged into your device. The rubber pads on the bottom prevent it from sliding around on the desk surface. It's a simple, elegant solution for cable management. These are 48-meter rods made of chrome-plated steel with movable plastic wheels at one end. Some also have an additional movable flanged plastic sleeve. They were found in a municipal archive storage room. What are they for? A librarian identifies these instantly. These are the long metal rods that were used in the drawers of a library's card catalog. Before digital databases, library collections were cataloged on index cards stored in cabinets with many small drawers. Each drawer had a hole running from front to back. This rod would be inserted through the hole in the front of the drawer, pass through a corresponding hole punched at the bottom of every single card in that drawer, and then lock into the back of the drawer. This prevented the cards from being easily removed, misplaced, or taken from the catalog. This large machine was passed on the motorway and seems to have multiple rotating cutting blades. What is this massive piece of agricultural machinery? This is the Class Orbis 750 Pro, a header attachment that goes on the front of a self-propelled forage harvester. It is specifically designed for harvesting corn, maize, to make silage for animal feed. The large rotating discs with cutting blades, the multiple rotating cutting blades, cut the corn stalks at the base. Gathering drums and feed augers then pull the entire corn plant into the forage harvester, where it is chopped into small pieces by a large cutter head and then blown into a wagon or truck driving alongside. This is a huge, efficient, and highly specialized piece of modern agricultural harvesting equipment. This 3-part 4-inch long glass or possibly acrylic object was found in a storage tote. It seems to have a slightly yellow-amber tint. The finder calls it a lens, but that's just a guess. What is this? This looks like a single-flare glass plug, a type of jewelry used for stretched earlobes. People who stretch their ear piercings, a practice known as gauging, wear plugs or tunnels to maintain the size of the hole. A single flare plug has a flared end on one side, which is wider than the main shaft and keeps it from falling out forward, and a straight shaft on the other. A small rubber O-ring is then used to secure it from the back. They are commonly made from glass, acrylic, stone, or wood, and the amber tint is a common color for glass jewelry of this type. This seems like a ceramic dish, but the top part, the bowl, is merged with the bottom one, the saucer. The finder is unsure how it's supposed to be used if the parts are permanently attached. This is a bowl with an attached saucer, and it's a reasonably common type of serving piece. When serving a sauce, a dip, a small side dish, or even a soup, it's practical to have a saucer underneath the bowl to catch any drips or spills. However, when passing the bowl around a dining table, holding both the bowl and the separate saucer can be awkward. By permanently attaching the two pieces together, the manufacturer has solved this problem, creating a stable, one-piece serving item that is easy to handle and pass around without the risk of the bowl sliding off the saucer. This is a piece of fabric or Velcro with plastic rectangular things in between. What is this piece of exercise equipment? This is a wrist or ankle weight. It's a type of wearable exercise equipment. The fabric strap, often made of a durable material like neoprene, is wrapped around the wrist or ankle and secured with a Velcro closure. The pockets in the strap are filled with small, heavy weights, which could be the plastic rectangular things if they are plastic-coated metal bars, or they could hold sand or metal shot. They are worn during various exercises, like walking or leg lifts, to add resistance and increase the intensity of the workout, helping to build strength and tone muscles. Found in a basement, this is a Hardshell Minicomputer of some sort, the size of a portable hard drive, weighing 500 grams. Branded IPVision, Pocket Academy. There is no information about it online. What is it? This looks like an external drive enclosure. Based on the mention of an in-system IC also being talked about in the context of an external optical drive, this is likely an enclosure for a CD, DVD, or Blu-ray drive. In the past, you could buy these enclosures and install your own laptop-style optical drive inside, connecting it to your computer via USB. The header row and internal screws are also consistent with mounting an older-style drive inside. IPVision and Pocket Academy were likely small, obscure brands that rebadged generic electronics from Asia. An earthy, greasy Silken bag was found in the laundry after running a load. The bag, which seems to have a plastic lining, contains a clay-like mud with chunky, gravelly bits. It keeps its form well and has a spicy, earthy, and not unpleasant odor. What is this strange bag? This is a bentonite clay desiccant bag. Desiccants are materials used to absorb moisture and keep products dry during shipping and storage. While small silica gel packets are very common, larger bags often use bentonite clay, a highly absorbent natural clay. These bags are placed in shipping containers, crates with industrial equipment, or large packages to prevent moisture damage. The silky baggie is the porous pouch that holds the clay, and the greasy feel and spicy odor could be from the natural properties of the clay or an additive. It likely found its way into a pocket of some new clothing or work gear and ended up in the wash. This light has managed to pop out from beside the glove box on a Suzuki X-Cross. It seems to turn on when the door is opened, stays on after the ignition is off, but goes off once the car is started or locked. Should it be stuck back in somewhere? Yes, it should be stuck back in. This is called a courtesy light or a footwell light. Its purpose is simply to provide some illumination in the cabin when you get in or out of the car at night, making it easier to see the floor and find things. The behavior described is exactly how courtesy lights are programmed to work. They come on with the doors, stay on for a short period, retain power, and then turn off when the car is locked or started. It has simply popped out of its mounting clip or socket in the lower dashboard panel. This is a seemingly very long, about 1.5-inch wide double white fabric strip connected by thin strips. It feels like polyester. Someone wrote something in pencil on the core it was wrapped around. What is this specialized textile? This looks like ladder tape for Venetian blinds. Venetian blinds consist of horizontal slats that can be tilted. This ladder tape is the vertical webbing that holds all the slats in place. It has two main vertical strips, the double white fabric, connected by thin cross strips, the ladders. The blind slats rest on these cross strips. By pulling the tilt cord, the ladder tapes are manipulated, causing the slats to tilt open or closed in unison. It's an essential component of any traditional Venetian blind. Found while gardening, this small, heavy metal thing has 2411 on the end. What is this common piece of door hardware? This looks like the center plunger part of a lock set, more specifically, the latching mechanism from inside a doorknob or lever handle. This is the part that is mortised into the edge of the door. It contains the spring-loaded bolt, the latch that extends into the door frame to keep the door closed. When you turn the doorknob, it retracts this latch, allowing the door to open. The number 2411 would be a part or model number. This one was likely from an old door that was replaced, and the old hardware was discarded in the garden. Found in an apartment dryer, this strong magnetic item is bronze-colored and about an inch long. It belongs to a previous tenant. The pieces come apart by sliding, and the strong magnets snap them back in place. The finder does not recognize the symbols. What is it? This is a magnetic fidget toy, often called a magnetic slider or haptic coin. These are designed for stress relief and sensory stimulation. They typically consist of 2 or more pieces with powerful magnets embedded within them. The user can slide, pivot, or click the pieces against each other. The resistance and satisfying click of the magnets as they snap into different positions provide a pleasing tactile and auditory feedback. They come in a huge variety of shapes, materials, and designs, with various symbols, and are a very popular category of everyday carry (EDC) fidget toys. This small black metal object with 1913 stamped on it was found in a Ziploc bag in a junk drawer. It's about 3-4 inch wide and came with 2 tiny screws and a tiny Allen wrench. What is it? This is a Picatinny rail attachment, likely a small section of rail or a mount for an accessory for a firearm. The 1913 stamped on it likely refers to Mil STD 1913, the military standard that defines the dimensions of the Picatinny rail system used for mounting scopes, lights, lasers, and other accessories onto firearms. This small piece, along with its screws and Allen wrench, would be used to attach a specific accessory to a firearm's handguard or receiver, or to add a small section of rail to a surface that didn't have one. Chamo! Found way under a driver's seat, this is a key-shaped and sized plastic thing. A gray button pushes in but doesn't seem to do anything. It feels very light and cheap. What is this toy? This is a launcher key for a spring-loaded toy car. This was a common toy concept. The small toy car had a slot or a post that would allow it to slide onto this key and lock into a spring-loaded mechanism inside the key. Pressing the button on the key would then release the spring, launching the toy car forward at speed. They were simple, fun, and often sold as impulse buy toys or in multi-packs. Its discovery under a car seat is a classic case of a lost children's toy. This thin piece of glass, about 1.5 inches in diameter, with what seems to be glue marks along the edges, was found randomly in a kitchen. The owners are perplexed and trying to be rational, hoping no one was in their unit. Where did it come from? This is the glass screen or cover from a halogen light bulb. Many small halogen bulbs, especially those used in track lighting, under cabinet lights, or range hoods, have a small, flat glass disc that covers the bulb element. The heat from the halogen bulb can eventually cause the adhesive or glue holding this glass cover in place to fail. When this happens, the glass disc simply falls off. It's a very common occurrence with these types of lights. The reflective cone and the bulb element itself will still be intact in the light fixture above. Found in a rented garage, this is a round, gear-looking thing. It has some springs and wire wrapped around it, and the number 20 is visible. It's hand-sized and not very heavy. What is it? This is an old spool, or head from a string trimmer, also known as a weed whacker. This is the part at the end of the trimmer that holds the plastic cutting string. The user would wind a length of trimmer line onto this spool. The wire wrapped around it is likely the old trimmer line. As the head spins at high speed, the ends of the line cut through grass and weeds. The gear-looking parts and springs are components of the bump feed mechanism, where tapping the head on the ground releases more line. The commenter's dad had the same one years ago. This Goodwill find has everyone stumped. It came with 6 small glass flasks with long slanted tubes and 1 separate long tube. A quarter is in the photo for scale. What are these items? This is a charming, if slightly mismatched, collection of items. The individual long tube is identified as a simple, reusable glass drinking straw. The other 6 small flasks with their integrated, long, slanted tubes are identified as bud vases. A bud vase is a small vase designed to hold a single flower stem or a very small, delicate spray of flowers. This specific style, with a long, elegant neck, is meant to showcase a single, beautiful bloom. While they came together in the thrift store, their original purposes are distinct. One is for drinking, the others are for floral decoration. This is a 932 x 332 non-ferromagnetic silvery metal cylinder. It has one shiny rounded end and one flat, darkened end with a tiny off-central protuberance. It was discovered next to a coffee grinder. What is this small precision pin? This is a pin detent or a ball head dowel pin. These are small, precision mechanical components used in a huge variety of machines and devices to align parts, act as a hinge pin, or provide a positive locking or indexing function. The tiny protuberance on the end might be part of a spring-loaded ball detent mechanism, which would click into a corresponding hole to hold a part in a specific position. It could have fallen out of any number of things, including the coffee grinder itself or any other kitchen appliance or piece of hardware that has moving parts. At a new job, these magnetic pucks with a 1-2 turn locking device on top are all over the shop, but their purpose is unknown. A magnet is glued into a metal housing with a plastic piece riveted on top that has 2 cutouts. What are they? The answer depends entirely on the kind of job it is. These sound like custom or specialized mounting pucks. The strong magnet allows them to be quickly and temporarily attached to any steel surface in the shop. The plastic top piece with a half-turn locking mechanism is designed for something specific to be quickly attached and detached from the magnetic base. This could be for holding tools, parts, jigs, inspection equipment, or temporary signage in place during a manufacturing or assembly process. Their exact purpose is likely specific to the shop's workflow.
If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit that like button and subscribe. Stay curious. More finds coming soon.